I look out of a sea of faces. I see the room. And everything I see seems so completely independent of my perception of it. Is it really within me? Now you can test it. You take a dream, a daydream, of something you want for yourself or something you want for another. And you represent to yourself a scene which, if true, implies the fulfillment of that dream. You like to do this, that, and the other. And so you construct a scene, any kind of a scene implying the fulfillment of your desire. And then to the degree that you are self-persuaded of the reality of that imaginal act, it will become fact in your world. I could tell you a number of stories to support that claim. It's not theory of me anymore. This is fact, based upon experience. The one condition imposed upon me or you is to persuade self that we have it. How can I persuade myself when at the moment reason denies it and my senses deny it? But James said he could change the inner attitudes of his mind. Can anyone stop you from changing your attitude towards the speaker? You may like him or dislike him. And if your dislike of him causes him to act to confirm your dislike, and you like the dislike, well then keep it up. If you don't like that reaction, you could change your attitude towards him, and he automatically and unknowingly would act in the way that you would like. And you can make it with any person in this world. So if I am that free, that I don't have to get your permission to hold an opinion of you, that I can hold it regardless of you. And if I hold it and persuade myself of the reality of that opinion of you, and you conform to it, am I not free? I am free to entertain any thought, and if I am, and it produces results, well then I'm a free person, even in the world of Caesar. So here, I do hope that I have persuaded you that the whole vast world, though you seem so small and insignificant to yourself, the whole vast universe is really within you. And so you can take it this day and test it. You're invited to test it. But when you get the results, share it with me. Tell me about it. Write me a letter and explain what you did and how it worked. And if you're blessed this night with a vision, I would love to hear it. For God makes himself known to man in vision. And he speaks with a man through a dream. Don't try to interpret the dream. Tell me just what happened. My friend did not attempt to interpret it. He told me exactly what happened when my lecture that he was about to record triggered the memory of the dream. But all through his experiences, what lesson he was learning was this: I have forgotten. I must remember. If everyone could now persuade themselves you're trying to remember something, you lost the memory of it when you came this low in the scale, and you're trying to remember. What he was trying to remember was that exalted position where he saw the whole thing as dead. And he came down into the body of death and completely forgot who he really was. And people are shocked when you tell them that they are Christ. All ends run true to origins. If my origin is God, my aim must be God. So, do me a favor and try it. Try it, and I promise you from my own experience that you'll get the results. You won't have to hound anyone in this world, but no one. Here's a simple little story. 2 weeks ago, just before I closed, I was about to close, and my wife said to me, you know, here's a little unfinished business. A friend of ours owes you some money. You've never asked him for it. You've never written. You've never mentioned it to anyone, but he owes you the money. You're closing up for the entire summer. You'll not be here until late fall. I don't think it's fair to him, fair to you, fair to me, that he continues indefinitely without ever mentioning the fact that he owes you the money. I said, all right, you want the money? He said, yes. I said, all right, I will do it in my own way. I will not ask him for it. I will not write him for it. I will not phone him for it. But I will do it in my own way of imagination. So I imagined, first of all, he had the money. You can't get it from someone who has the money. So I first of all assumed he had it. And then I went beyond that. You can have money and be unwilling to pay debts, you know. You may have millions and owe the grocery store and still won't pay it. So I first of all saw him with money, lots of money. And then I saw him willing and eager to pay me. And then I received from him whatever he owed me. This I did on Wednesday. On Friday, the phone rang about 4:30. It was my friend. He hadn't called me in over a year. He said, are you busy tonight? I said, yes, I'm lecturing tonight. He said, that's right, it's Friday night. Well, my wife and I will come to the meeting tonight. It's perfectly all right. So he came to the meeting. After the meeting, he said, you ride home with me. And Bill, who's my wife, she'll go home with the one who brought you. And my wife will go with you, with her. So we went over to the parking lot, and he always drove an old jalopy, something falling apart. But I saw nothing like that in the lot. And he took me over towards this wonderful Chrysler, the New Yorker model, with everything in it that money could buy. But he drove me home. A new car was under 1,000 miles. Not a word was said on the way home about money. Not a word was said at home. The one who drove my wife and his wife home left about 11:15. And then 5 minutes later, she opened her purse and said, Neville, this is long, long overdue. But I think you'll find it in order. And handed me a check for $1,200. I never asked for it. Never once in the 5 years he's owed it to me did I ever breathe it. And she gave me $1,200. This is how it works. If you believe in the reality of your own wonderful imaginal acts, it came out of the nowhere. And now he has money. Things rolled in for him. He's completely out of debt and free of that feeling of owing friends money over so many, many years. So, try it and then share with me the results of your experiment. And now, I think I'm going to ask my friends, the ushers, to pass among you.
Should we take every dream seriously or only certain ones, and how do we distinguish the difference?
Did you hear the question? Should we take every dream seriously or only a few? And how will we distinguish the difference between the significant dream and just an ordinary dream? Well, first of all, every dream is a communication from God. Every dream has meaning, but we are past masters at misinterpreting the dream. So quite often we need the help of someone who understands the universal language of symbolism. And there is a universal language of symbolism.